All right, I am back. I had a good time yesterday, so I'm back for another stream today. Let's get started. So what I have in mind today is learning a little bit about the Blender Grease Pencil. And I got a new device, got a new tablet that I want to try out. So, fair warning, I don't know that much about Grease Pencil just yet. I've sort of seen it used. I've used it a little bit, but never with a tablet. And so I want to see how that goes. So, just open up Blender and let's get going. So I'm going to add a new view. I'm going to get that cube out of the way. Rotate around here. I think I'll hide this other stuff so that I've got just my canvas. And nothing happened. That's me trying to draw on the screen. Oh, I think I need to add a grease pencil object. Let's add a blank object. And still nothing. All right, off to a good start. Let's try in draw mode. Still nothing. Let me try with just the mouse again. Nope. We'll do a... So that's the draw tool. Let's see, we got a little warning here. No available frame for creating stroke. Let me see what that said. Yeah, oops. It's not going to let me click it. Yeah, no available frame for creating stroke. What's a frame? Let's not waste too much time. Let's just figure it out. So what was that? I need a warning one more time. No available frame for creating stroke. I did say this would be a learning experience. You're right along with me. This is definitely me. This is going to be a stream of me figuring things out, not a tutorial. Hotkey button must be enabled. So let's try that. Okay, that's better. And do that. That was with the mouse. And now, still nothing with it. With the, oh yeah, no, that's working now with the pen. That requires quite a lot of pressure, and it looks like I think I'm going to get this battery warning. This has been on the charger for a few hours, so it should actually be good. I think it just doesn't register on the PC. But let's see, that takes quite a bit of pressure to get even the faint line, and there's some like super faint lines I drew here you might not even be able to see doing what I would think is a normal amount of pressure. I'm gonna do the other 2D view and see. This has some more information. So here's all the grease pencil things. We do strokes, custom colors. Oh, probably just up here. Crank up the strength. Yeah, that's a bit better. Let's see, what else do we have? Did we have those options over here? Yeah, we did. I think I like this view a little better on the white background. Samples, smoothing, angle, factor, hardness, aspect. Some stroke information. Cursor, okay. And then this says color. Is that my color? Except I'm drawing. It looks like gray to me. So I wonder what that means. Okay, back to this. Okay, custom colors. Do a material. Can I change colors here? Did that change the color of what's already there? Yes, it did. Okay, so that's interesting. I can change everything that way. So this, I guess I gotta get used to this. So everything I've done looks like it is on a single grease pencil object in one layer. I wonder what the normal way to do this is, because you could always create new objects, but it looks like there's the ability here to create new layers as well. Oops. No, that was the materials. I want to be over here in the grease pencil. If I create a new layer, and then if I draw here, I guess I can toggle that, which is cool. And then can I change the color of this separately? Probably not, if that works like if it works like regular Blender 3D objects, then I'd have to like add a separate material slot and like a vertex group or something. Let's see what else is here. Onion skinning, I think that all has to do with animation. So that's all the same default stuff. I can also fill. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Fill with the texture or gradients. So if I don't say use lights, then I think I just get the like the cut. Oh no, these are different colors. Did that actually work? So that's changing that. I'm over here on layer 1. No, it's still attached just to that stroke. Fair enough. Okay, so here's stroke placement. That's good to know. So I think that right now I'm drawing at the origin from the views. Like if I think now if I drew something else, it'd be on a plane that's lined up with the origin. So if I rotate, yeah, that looks like that's what happened. So that might be more interesting to set to the 3D cursor. Can I? But I can't see the 3D cursor. Oh, here we go. Interesting. Do I see that in the other views? There's my 3D cursor like normal. A little bit of lag. That's interesting. Wonder why that's so bad. Okay. Since erase fill, draw, go back to draw. So there's other types of strokes here, do lines. Interesting. I was expecting to just go on to the next one. What else? Okay, enter to accept that. Back to the drawing. I feel like, so I had played with this a little bit. I'm going to open up a file in 2D drawing mode. Okay, this looks a little more like, I think, what I had seen before. If I can get to this palette, switch to, yeah, maybe switch to vertex color. Okay. So that's not bad. And let's figure out how we can erase here. That's my eraser. It's kind of interesting how that doesn't work. It doesn't work 100%. Actually curious, what does that look like in, because I think in edit mode, these are all supposed to be full of points. Oh no, they're more like strokes still. Oh no, here are the points. That's interesting. So it's like the eraser does two things. It, here where it erased completely, the points are gone, but then it also just like fades out the opacity or something of the line. So this is one thing I like about Blender that I think I'm gonna like about this tool is that you can edit strokes after the fact with these tools that I'm already sort of familiar with and maybe more interesting. So we could like turn on proportional editing here, scale this, and I could make real fine adjustments. So hit tab, get back to, looks like I'm back in draw mode. And what happens now that I'm zoomed in if I draw mini eraser? Switch back to draw. If I draw next to this, does the stroke end up being, yeah, it seems like it ends up being the same weight. So that's good. So it's not based on my current zoom level. It's more like a global setting. So I could be zoomed out, draw lines, and they end up the same thickness as if I'm zoomed in. That's good to know. Kind of recenter my view. So this has a 2D full canvas. Yeah, and now here, okay, here I get my grid. Let me get that camera out of the way. There might be a light over here too. I need some of the things I'm used to. Oh yeah, so no light, just the camera, which I've hidden. And my stroke, which if we go back to here and I'm in draw mode, so now I can draw. Oh, and if I go here to 2D animation, it's actually all right. I might fix up the views because I think I kind of like having this grid, like the normal orthographic view. But I definitely like having all these tools. But it looks like these come up just in the main toolbars. Let's add one of those. We'll do a vertical split, and then switch this to properties. Yeah. Draw. Okay. Oh, it looks like you have different, different brushes. That's probably interesting. Okay. Airbrush. We'll do some playing around with these. Ink pen. Roller pen. Okay. It's like a nice, feels like ink flowing sort of a pen. Is still dependent on pressure. Okay, we could do something interesting with that. Marker. The marker kind of overlaps itself, not on a single stroke, but then if you do a second stroke over, you kind of increase the opacity. Here's a chisel marker. Let's change the color around just so we're getting some variety. That's nice. It seems to have like a nice velocity thing to it, like if I do these fast strokes versus a slow stroke. You can see the kind of controls different. I'll probably forget about these and have to revisit them. F pen, is this what I think this is what we started with. Did the color reset just now when I switched pens? Or brushes? I think it did. That's interesting. Okay, huge variation in the size of these brushes, but I guess that's expected. I guess you'd never really expect a huge pencil, although what does happen if we scale this way up? Not bad. And then just curious, if I go into edit mode, seems like it does a pretty good job. Like it's not just completely dense with points. And I guess we could do. I'm curious just to try some of the things I'm familiar with. So if I do this, can I separate it? I'll separate the strokes. Go back to. Oops, nope. I'm going to be in object mode, I guess. Bit of lag there. Let me. Oops, not a vertical split. Horizontal. Make this look a little more like what I'm familiar with. So that should be this stroke. So now I should be able to add modifiers to this. Like if I did like a smooth. Okay, don't know what that did. Don't know exactly what I was expecting. I do multiple strokes. Okay, that one's more apparent. And then I'm in object mode, so I can always like move this around. Take that over here somewhere. Change the number of duplicates. It's kind of interesting, gives it like a banded effect if that's up high. Might set that lower, like to 2. Change the distance. Change the distance some more. There we go. What does fade do? Okay. Okay, so that's interesting. So it's not the same modifiers that are available for 3D geometry, but Um, but there are definitely some options here. What does line art do? Source, target. I probably need to let me choose a line object. Or let me choose a collection, which right now that would be the lines. I don't know what this will do exactly. Yeah, I think I need to understand that better. Add an armature to it. For animation, that's pretty straightforward. A lattice. What does noise look like? This is probably, I probably should have picked one that wasn't such a thick stroke. Let's pull another one out. Come on, there we go. Edit mode. So I can separate that stroke. So now I've got it separate, and I can always edit it just like before. Let's go ahead and do that just slightly. Let me turn off these other strokes just for a second. So I'll just be looking at this one. Okay, now let's try this noise modifier again. Strength. There we go, noise scale. It's kind of interesting. And you could probably, again, it's most interesting when this moves. You could probably animate this property, the noise offset, noise seed even. You do like a lightning effect or something. Okay, and then get rid of it, and we're back to normal, offset, smooth, thickness, time offset, color changing. Okay, well, let me turn some of these back on. Actually, let me turn these off again. That's kind of messy. So I think those should show up. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I guess these are truly separate objects. So what if I want to do a new one? Can I guess I need to add a new grease pencil object. And now it's an object mode. If I switch to draw mode, so this is sort of like what we tried to do when I was in the regular 3D workspace. I guess I just hadn't flipped this control over. Maybe I just needed to be here to get these color choices and things. Okay, if we can, oh, I'll probably switch the brush again. Let me undo that. Actually, I'm going to do that one more time because I just got curious about something. If I switch to the eraser again, what happens if I erase this wide stroke? Can I do that at all? No, it only cares that I erase the center where the actual stroke is. There's no like partial erasing. Okay, so that's good to know. Let's see, I was trying to delete that, but that's for keyframes. Let's see, I guess in draw mode, it's just going to be the eraser. And it seems to erase the geometry that was there, so I think that's a totally valid way to do it. Okay, so I guess let's move on to the project I actually had in mind, which is a fairly simple one, but it'll give us kind of a target for playing around with this. there's kind of I had a little story in mind, and I was thinking of using this to just kind of mock up the layout, like the mock up the setting, um, that then I could use as a tool to to help develop the storyline and script it out. So let's get back to some reasonable stroke settings. I'll set this pencil back down. Was it at just 1 or 2 pixels? I guess that seems pretty good. We'll leave it there. I'm going to go to something like, what was fun? The roller pen was kind of fun, if not totally practical. And let's, I might pick from this color palette for a while. And I'm going to try and use my zoom appropriately. So these are meters. So let me do, I want to click 7. And I want to change this draw mode to the top. Maybe I should do view. That's probably more what I expect to happen. And then I'll just change the view. We'll see if this works. 3D cursor. 3D cursor seems like a good idea, except I can't see my 3D cursor in this view. I don't usually turn the 3D cursor off, so I guess I don't know how to turn it on. Okay, got it. Okay, so 3D cursor, so now I could set that to a point. What I'm assuming happens is if I go up here, I'll go to the top view. If I draw a, oops, need to switch back to drawing. Now if I draw a stroke, I expect when I rotate this view that stroke is going to be at the exact same height as this 3D cursor. And it looks like that is what happened. But it should do that no matter what the view is. So like if I came to a view like this, I'm going to set this to orthographic view. I think that's easier for me sometimes. Now if I did another stroke, yeah, so that lined up along that axis. And then I of course could do sort of another one and sort of build up an object in 3D space, even though it's just made out of 2D strokes. And while I'm playing around, I'm going to edit mode and just, I think I know how this works, I just want to check it. So I don't think these have to stay in plane. I think now if I move these, I can, yeah. So I can use the 3D tools to move things around out of plane. Okay, so that's pretty nice. Okay, let's grab all of those. Delete the, I haven't seen this delete menu yet. This is interesting. Points, I guess points or strokes would both work. Frame would probably also work in this case. I'm guessing that has more to do with the timeline. Like I've got a timeline down here with keyframes. But I'm not planning to use that today. I'm not doing an actual animation. I'm just going to be sort of laying out a static scene. Dissolve, I don't really know what the dissolve do. I'll just do that. Okay, so let's put the 3D cursor back near the origin. Doesn't need to be exact. I could, if I'm using the right button, could snap it to the origin, but I'm not that worried about it. Okay, so I guess now we're in our top-down view. So looking from here, I can kind of start to draw like a map of the area that I want. So let me go back to draw mode. I'm going to have to learn what the hotkeys are for this so I can do this quickly, because I have a feeling I'm going to want to move that 3D cursor quite a bit. Step pen's good, colors good. Yeah, so here's what I'm thinking. There are a couple main areas in this. One is going to be, I'm going to switch colors. We'll do something not quite so bright. One is going to be like a tent area, and we're going to have that tent, which is going to be like our protagonist tent, and then there'll be a couple others here set up kind of in a line, and they're in a line because there's, well, I don't want to do that color. I want to do like a gray, like a dark gray. They're in a line, so there's like a path here. It's maybe like a bike path or something. Give this like a little indication. Now I'm starting to feel, now that I'm actually drawing, the angle of my tablet here, I might need to change. I've got it set up like a laptop, so I'm sort of reaching for it, but that's probably okay for today. But I'll play around with it more in like a tablet mode later on. So I've got that, and then let me go to like a blue. So that's that way, because over here I'm gonna cheat and just crank my radius up. Oops, that didn't work. I thought I changed color. So color radius way up for a second, because there's like a river over here. So there's like a bike path and sort of like a levee at the same time. Maybe not a full river, like a creek or something. That's not bad, that stroke pattern. I don't know what that was set up before. Bigger than 11. It was probably less than 70, but that's not bad. Move that down a little bit. There's probably a hotkey for that too, if I knew what it was. Okay, not bad. So yeah, the tents, and then again, let me just grab like a gray color. There's like something here. This is like a fence or a building or something. So there's like tents set up behind this. This for now is just kind of a brick, and I'm going to take advantage of in Blender being able to adjust the canvas so easily. So this goes here, the trail goes off to who knows where. Yeah, so that's that. So that's one scene, is like centered around this tent. The next that we're going to do, so over here I'm going to kind of imagine, so what I'm doing in the story, I think this would be like part of a larger city or something, but I think I'm going to think about it more like I'm building a set. So this, even though this might actually be like a couple miles away, I'm just going to draw it nearby, and so you might see some of the same background objects and things like that, but that'll be fine. Although I guess I don't want this to line up. Let me, it's a good chance to try out the features here. Oops, I was in. All right, I'm getting used to this. So if I select this, I'll select all of these strokes. Oops, but not everything. Let me just do a box select. Okay, oops. Okay, now I got everything. Now, I'll do that. No, I did a box select, that's how I did it. Okay, grab these, and I'm just gonna move it up here. And we're actually gonna do 2 of those, because it's kind of a faster way to work. That's nice. And And I think we'll do, actually we're going to change this. So these will go over a little bit more. Something weird's happening. So these will go here, and then let me go back to draw mode. Then we'll have another one here. Okay, and so we're going to make this the next point where action happens. So there's going to be an interior scene. There'll be like a doorway here, and then there's like an entry receiving thing. And let's zoom in so we can do some detail on this. Let's see, it might need to be a little bit bigger, but we'll do kind of a layout. We can always adjust it. So there'll be like a table there. There's going to be a person in here, which I'm just going to draw in as orange right now. Oops. Orange. Okay. Color doesn't work quite the way I expect all the time. So this is like a reception desk. And then we're going to have there'll be some other people here, kind of a line. And then our protagonist, well, in this scene, she'll be in this room as well. I guess just for that scene. I didn't really mean to lay out the people yet, but I could have done that over here as well. Yeah, so that's one location. And then there's also the exterior of this building. And I think for that, I'm just going to use, let's see, I'm going to go back to a gray. And there will be like a side street, like an alley. So this will be, I think, solid. Maybe not solid. It'll go through, but it'll be like a longer. So it'll be like another building here. And then it'll be kind of full of things. So it'll have like maybe the dumpsters and recycling, and there's like little exit doors on these buildings and things like that. So one of our scenes will happen over there. And like I said, in the story again, this alley is not necessarily the alley that's connected to this building. We'll just cut between the two different scenes, and we'll kind of use the same scenario, just like you might do if you were shooting, live action. You can shoot a scene here and shoot a scene here and pretend that they're miles and miles away. It's just convenient that you don't have to move all your equipment around, and for us it'll be convenient because if I'm building these up as brick walls or something for these buildings, I'll only have to do it once or a couple times, once per building, and then I'll have the assets. So that'll work. And then let's see what else we need. Let's see, there's also a store, and in exactly the same way, we're gonna turn one of these into the store. So we'll just declare that like the entryway is right here. And this will be a fairly small store. It's a pretty urban area. You know how some cities you end up getting like two-story stores. So maybe downstairs. In this one will be like groceries and things, and then upstairs will be like more utilities. They'll have some like some like basic hardware supplies, things like that. So kind of a modern general store sort of a thing. And then over here, like over here somewhere's the checkout. Line that up in a way that makes sense. So that'd be that. Let me, just because I'm playing with the tool, let me zoom in, and it doesn't really matter, but I'll add some like color in here. Like there's little products on the shelf, little teller there. Here are some like cereal boxes. Let's see. Over on this wall might be like their cold wall. That's kind of hard to see. So here's like, you know, fridge freezer kind of a thing. And actually maybe, because I don't necessarily want to do 2 stories when I'm actually making this, so maybe on this back wall there's some hardware. She's going to go in here, there's a couple things she needs. She's going to be buying like a flashlight and batteries and stuff like that. So maybe those are on this shelf as sort of a hardware area. Something like that. I'll add a few more things just to sort of make it look filled in. I don't know why these it's like the colors aren't working. At least not working the way I expect. Which might just be me and the new tool, but I guess practice is good. Okay, that's more than enough detail for now. So that's that, and then the final scene is going to be similar to the first, but it's going to be it's a distinct location. It is something different, and I think we'll do that. Let's continue the river. Let's do it just like we did. Make this kind of winding. I guess I already did the path sort of that way. Make this sort of winding, like it sort of winds around the city, and we're here in this part of the city, where this creek exists. So yeah, that gives kind of the indication of it. Oh, and I forgot I guess my pressure is kind of setting the size of the stroke as well as the radius setting up here. Okay, put that back down. Here where we had it. Okay, so the final scene we're gonna have here, and I think we'll put these buildings can kind of be in the background. So we'll have some distance, and might change exactly how the river curves, but that's okay. We can do that. Actually, I'm going to do that now. Let's go to edit mode, and I'm going to move the river quite a bit, and we'll see how it works. I'm going to do this proportional editing to try and make it smooth. Oops, but not on everything. Not that building. Okay, and then basically I just wanted this sweep to be kind of bigger than I had it. Yeah, and then some of this just to, okay, this is good. This spot will work. So again, there's going to be like it's going to be like a little bit better area. And I guess I can't really forget about this. There's bike trails here. We'll have that go off somewhere else though. We'll have that like cross a bridge. So here it's just the creek. There's maybe, let me go back to draw mode. So instead of just talking about it, I should be drawing it. So here, maybe here there is just a small like walking path. Maybe it is, it could be that bike path. We'll figure that out. But then there's a bit of like field area. And then this tent is like here on the edge of the field. I was expecting to be green. I don't understand this. I guess it didn't change. It didn't change here, even though it does have the tag right there. I've got to work on that. Let's make this a little thicker again. Okay, so like new tents here. There's going to be. Come on, change the color. There'll be like a fence along here. And then behind the fence should be like a very industrial looking area. And so again, this should be, we should give the impression that this is farther away, but the buildings that will actually be here will be the same buildings that we've seen before. We'll just be seeing them from the backside. So we can make like these sides a different color or something. If we want to, and so it'll kind of give the different look, because this should be more like maybe an industrial park or something. So this will be like a little bit of field here, field back here as well. It's kind of like an open area, then with the, so it was like it was an undeveloped area that then some developer came and put some industrial buildings on. Okay, so I think that is more or less it. That gives me the scene I wanted. Let's see, I was gonna just start highlighting things as I think through it, but I kind of want to do that in a new object. I guess I can just do a new grease pencil. Maybe I need to be in object mode before I can do that. Oh, there's some serious lag there switching. I'm in object mode. Where's my search? I've got like a text cursor. Okay, wow. I wasn't expecting this. This PC has worked so far really well in Blender. I wonder if there's something about Grease Pencil specifically that's slowing it down a bit. Come on. So that's what I want, a new blank Grease Pencil. Try it again. All right, my input is definitely lagging. Okay, I know what the commands are. I'm just going to do them in order. So I think I might have actually typed that wrong now. Okay, well, when things start going this bad, it means we should save the file. Hopefully we get a chance to do that. I did not mean to be in this rotation mode. now we're just trying to make sure we don't lose everything. Looks like my mouse input is still going to rotation back there. All right. I was going to give this a name. I might just click save. We can change the name later, but I'd like to get it saved. Not quite sure what happened. What's happening? The interface is really unresponsive. Though it looks like I'm still connected. I'm still like modifying the what looks like now the position. Like I've grabbed those objects back there. Even though this like file save dialog is up. Close that. I should be able to just hit escape and be okay for this. Okay, that looks better. It does not look like it saved, so we're going to try that again. Usually after a good save, you get the file name up here. Okay. Folder. Now it seems to be running a lot better. Just like a little code name. And we'll call this maybe layout. 01. Save that. Okay, looks like it's saved this time. I was thinking about relaunching Blender, but it seems like things are responding better now. Okay, yeah, that's saved. It says it's saved. I'm gonna believe it. Okay, now where were we? All right, I was trying to make a new grease pencil blank object. And then in this blank object, if I go to draw mode, that's interesting, there's sculpt mode. I wonder if I can sculpt on strokes. It'll be interesting to experiment with. Okay, and all I was really going to do was highlight some of these. So I've got sort of my whole city layout, or at least the parts that I need. So like one scene happens here. Ooh, that is not the vibrant red color I imagined. Why is that? Just set the strength up. There we go. Now we're talking. And I'm also going to, because I didn't do this at all, I'm going to move the 3D cursor up, just so I'm drawing. So I'll be drawing higher, a few meters higher than what we drew here. Well, that's interesting. Those strokes are. For some reason, I'm looking now. Let me zoom in. I'm looking at like these strokes in the river with the rough ink pen. I was expecting these to be like two-dimensional, like flat in the plane that I drew them, but it looks like they're not. They're full 3D objects. And I know like the primitive, like the dots, I know are full 3D objects, but like the stroke is as well, which is kind of interesting. Okay, but now if I go back to this top view, I've moved the 3D cursor, so now we should be drawing higher. Yeah, so one Oops, I'm moving the 3D cursor. That's great. Here's the pen, got my color. So that's like one scene that happens there. Next scene happens here. It might be an interior-exterior scene. I don't know. It's probably simpler to just do it as one shot, one interior shot. But we'll see. I guess we'll. For now, the plan is if I did this, I'd mock it up in the 3D space like this, so we would have both. Probably just an interior shot with like some windows out here, so you sort of see the exterior. That'd be fine. Third scene happens out here in the alley. Then a scene happens here in the buying some items in the store. And then we resolve out here with, this will be kind of a long shot. So like our action's happening here, but we'll have our camera will be like here. It'll be like a really, really long shot, capturing this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different locations, and this seems pretty good to me. It seems like we've got a way where we've kind of economized the things we actually need to build, and we can shoot these all and have them looking like it's separate areas, like these are separated by more miles than they actually are, which is great. I think that'll work with the angles too. I could try in the other cameras, I guess. Like this will be. I keep forgetting I can zoom in. This will be probably 2 shots. One that's like pretty tight, like this, and another maybe from here, looking like this. It might be a little wider shot, kind of an establishing shot. Then we get over to here. This will probably be, I guess the main shot that I care about will be like an over-the-shoulder shot once the protagonist is here. Though we might show her kind of moving up the line as well. The store shot, I guess the piece that really matters is showing her getting these items, though I kind of want to establish that she's moving through here. There'll be some other characters here. So I guess, I don't know, we could do a wide angle from like here that would like rotate around. I wonder, we could frame this high like it was maybe a security camera footage almost. That might be interesting. Give some flavor to the shot. We'll think about that. Might be a few angles with some cuts, but I think this is the one that really matters. The rest would kind of be establishing, and we'll also base it on how much we want to build of these assets, because this is probably the most dense with things to create, and it's also one of the shorter shots on the film, which now actually sort of has me questioning if I should do that. Although for now this is all hypothetical. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to shoot this or not. It was the idea that was freshest in my head, so I thought I'd work it out while I was going through grease pencil. Oh, and I skipped one. This alley shot actually happens before the store. And this one, now that I'm looking at it, this actually seems kind of cliche, like a cliche way to have like a grungy scene. I don't have a better idea, so I'm probably going to leave it in, but this will be probably a shot from there. It'll probably be some like camera motion, but like here that sort of establishes it as an alley, so you see like the street and whatever else, and then we come into the alley where then our protagonist is here. And then yeah, this final shot we already laid out. This is a long shot, so it kind of helps establish these buildings in the background. That there's like a city back here, but there's some open field that she's in, and that'll close the story. It's not too bad. It's less ambitious than some of the field projects that I've got in my head. I haven't ever done any of these, but I'm hoping to get more done. Kind of get some things out, get some things published, which I'm at least doing these streams where I'm talking about it and sharing it publicly. So that's a step more than I've done in the past. But yeah, I feel pretty good about this so far. I'll keep those. I'll turn that off, those annotations, and I'll save it like this. Maybe I should turn those on. I'll forget that I have it. Cool. So I think we're gonna wrap it up about here. This is what I wanted to do. I mean, the real goal here was to kind of learn grease pencil. See, those did all those. These things are all hovering the way they should be. So I think I probably won't continue this directly in the next stream, though I'm not sure exactly what I am going to do. If I do come back to this, though, I think next steps are probably making this a little more real. I might take some of these outlines and make a more 3D sketch that then I could start building from. Do more of the blocking for the scenes. Drop in some of my my characters. Maybe even add some animations, sort of like a not a full animatic, but sort of like this top view, or a very simplistic sort of view from these cameras. I guess this is a nice thing you can do, is I can like come in here to, this is where this camera is. This one that we drew here, this blue V shape, I can kind of like come in here and hover around like I was in its location. This is not actually, it's not bad for visualizing, even just 2D like this. But like, if I just gave these, you know what, we're here. Let's play around with it now. We won't do the full thing. But let's go back to this grease pencil object. Do I have to switch? Oh no, this is where I start to lag. All right. Well, we might not do that tonight. Yeah, it's completely locked up. Feeling more comfortable though, now that it's been saved. Yes, having some issues. I'll figure out what's going on with that. PC's pretty hot as well. I might need to work on the airflow to this tablet. We'll try and switch it, but I think we may need to call it here for this stream. Since we were nearly there anyway, we were just looking on some bonus kind of exploration here of making some of these strokes more 3D. Though that I know we can do, so I'm not worried about it. And then, yeah, if we come back and look at this project again, I think we know what to do. And I learned quite a bit about grease pencil from, I had only scribbled on the main default view, to now I've kind of played around with the brushes and colors, and a little bit of modifying them in 3D space. We'll play with that some more. That'd be a good next thing to do. But I think I'm gonna leave it at that for the stream. So thanks again for watching, and there will be more to come.